Hey y'all, come on in. You can let me know who's here in the chat box. I would really appreciate it. I'm posting in the greenhouse page. There we go. Hey, Em. Good to see you, I guess. I know you can see me. I'm letting the greenhouse members know that we're live. Got a group for them since I can't teach there either. Tonight we're trying something a little bit different tech-wise. I've got my wireless earbuds in so I can play my music this way. Oh, and I'll share a playlist with y'all if you would like to play that where you are. There we go. And I'll let y'all know when to hit play, so it'll be synced up the best that we can. But yeah, these earbuds have a mic in them, so y'all should be able to hear me better also. So not only will I not have extra sound playing in the room, messing up what the audio is picking up, but you should be able to hear me even as I walk away from the computer. Give everybody a couple more minutes to get in, to get settled. If you have a block at home or something that you could use as a block, you can go ahead and grab that. Also a strap, because I think, here's my strap. We're going to do some movements at the end of the class where I'll utilize the block and the strap. If you don't have them, that's fine. You'll still be able to do the movements. This just helps you get a little bit deeper into them. So we'll use the block to hold between our knees for some extra activation in our outside leg muscles when we get to some bridge poses at the end of class. And we're also going to get to reclining single leg hold at the end of class for part of our deep stretches. And so that's where a strap or like a scarf would come in handy if you have it. Okay, I'll give everybody one more minute. And if there's anything else y'all want to do in class, you can take this time to let me know in the little chat box. We got one more. Y'all come on in, find your spot, get cozy. As soon as my clock says, yep, it's 5:30. So if y'all are playing the playlist that I shared over here in the chat box with me, you could go ahead and hit play there. Turning my volume down. Okay. Hey, Leah. Good to see you. Okay. So let's find our mats and take a comfortable seat. So it can be wherever you're comfortable. If you want to lie down, go ahead and do that. See who else is here. Tell your watch. Yes, thank you. Okay, yeah. Let's tell our watches that we're doing yoga if we have that function on our watch. What do you mean upper back Fish. Oh, is that what you want to do tonight? You want to do fish pose? We can do fish pose. That'd actually be a good one to start with. So if you don't have a block, you can choose seated. And Leah, let me know that that's what I've interpreted correctly. You can do seated, you can do child's pose. Okay, so if you want to do supported fish with me, and you've got a block or two, or even just a big book, we're going to set it down at the top of our mat near the center so that we can align our shoulder blades on top of it. So it's less intense to leave the legs bent, and then relax the head to the floor. But here is also where another block would come in handy to prop up underneath your head here if it felt like too much opening. You can also play with the position. So seeing what that does to the opening in the muscles in the chest. You can have them out at a T. Play with them, bringing them closer into the body, further away. And so once we get into our comfortable starting position, whatever that looks like for you, we're letting our attention draw to the breath, to how we're feeling in our bodies this evening. The breath slow down. Matching the lengths of the inhales to the exhales. If y'all can still hear me, YouTube has told me that my connection is unstable and that it's trying to reconnect if y'all have lost me. So breathing deeply. If we're in our supported fish pose, we're going to remove our block, placing it to the side as we roll to our side, and then press up to seated from there. Continuing with deep breathing, we'll warm up our spine with some gentle twists side to side. So we're inhaling, arms up towards the ceiling, exhaling to the right. Letting our hand come down on the outside of the knee, backhand on the floor behind us. And thinking about the spine ringing out from the base of the tailbone all the way through the crown of the head. Maybe bringing this twist into the neck as we gaze behind us. We're inhaling to the front, sweeping arms up, exhaling to the other side. Inhaling, growing tall. Good, glad you can hear me, Leah. Exhaling, sinking deeper. We're inhaling to the front, exhaling to the other side. We're now taking over at our own pace. Just going back and forth. Inhaling up, exhaling, hands float down. If you feel like holding for a breath in the twist, you can choose to do that. We'll go one more time to each side. Bringing the shoulders come forward. Inhaling, opening through the heart, arching through the low back. Exhale, pulling the belly in. Inhale, heart shines forward. Taking over at our own pace. Noticing our breath, noticing our spines, the muscles in our shoulders and our necks. One more time through each position. Finding neutral spine, we're bringing hands to our shoulders and drawing circles with our elbows towards the front. Breathing is still controlled. Using that breath to stay connected. Now we're reversing the circles, elbows towards the back of the room. One more time. Releasing hands, inhale, sweeping them up. Exhaling, we'll rock to all fours. And from all fours, sitting back into child's pose. Breathing into the hips, into the low back now. One more deep inhale and exhale. Walking up to kneeling plank, so moving through all fours. Bringing the knees in line with the hip joints. Drawing belly button to spine. Or exhaling to lower so that elbows bend 90 degrees. And then inhale, we press back up. Exhale, sitting hips back over heels for child's pose. We'll repeat that a few times. Inhaling to kneeling plank. Exhaling just to a 90-degree bend in the elbows. Inhaling, we press up. Exhale, sit it back. Continuing at our own pace. Controlling our speed. So you may be going faster or slower than I am. And as long as you're flowing with your breath, you're doing the right thing for your body. We'll go one more time. Meeting in child's pose. And then from child's pose, rocking up to all fours so that we can find down dog. So hands may walk out a little bit further forward. We're tucking our toes. Knees lift off the mat, hips towards the sky, chest pressing back towards the thighs. Might pedal our heels out, bending one knee deeply so that the heel can sink closer to the mat. Maybe give the head a little shake, yes and no. We're inhaling, lifting the gaze to the hands. Exhales, walk the feet to a forward fold. Releasing, crown of the head pointing straight down to the mat. Might take ragdoll arms. Just swaying side to side. Noticing the low back, muscles in the back of the legs, hamstrings, calves. Might continue shaking head, yes and no. I'm feeling gravity lengthening the spine, crown of the head, wanting to move to the mat. Releasing hands. We're inhaling, lifting just halfway. We're finding flat back, so lengthening through the tailbone, through the crown of the head, keeping our gaze down so that neck stays in line with the rest of the spine. Belly button up and in. We're exhaling, releasing to forward fold. Inhaling, coming all the way up to standing, hinging at the hips so that we can keep our core engaged the whole movement. Exhaling, palms to heart. Inhaling, reaching. Exhale, swan diving down to forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhaling, palms to the mat. Inhaling, we'll step or hop back to a plank position. Knees or toes, we're lowering to chaturanga. We'll go just to that 90 degrees. And if we're on our toes, we'll flip the tops of the feet down and press up into up dog. If we're on our knees, we still go to 90 degrees and then relax down and find cobra. So cobra, we press to all fours and then back to down dog. If we're in up dog, we roll back on those toes and press to down dog. So I'll probably do the second version in our flow tonight, but just know that at any point, if you want to drop to those knees and do this one instead, or to just simply go from kneeling plank to down dog, that you can, and this is where you can control the intensity of your practice. So we should all be in down dog. We're inhaling, right leg out behind us. Exhaling, we're sweeping the right foot to the top of the mat. Knees stacking over ankle, finding our balance, squeezing knees towards one another, thighs towards one another. Crown of the head extends forward. Inhale, lifting into high lunge. Exhale, we'll sweep the arms back down. Inhale, stepping left foot back to plank. Vinyasa to down dog. Down dog, inhaling, left leg out behind us. Exhaling, sweeping it to the top of the mat. Inhaling, climbing to high lunge. Exhaling, diving back. Inhaling, stepping left foot back. Vinyasa through to down dog. Inhaling, lifting the gaze. Exhaling, we'll step or hop to a forward fold. Inhale to lift halfway. Exhaling, folding. Inhaling to stand, hinging at the hips. Exhaling, we're sitting back in a chair. Weights in our heels. We should be able to see our toes and even wiggle them. Inhaling, driving feet into the floor, straightening the legs back to stand. Exhaling, we're folding. Inhaling, lifting halfway. Exhaling, folding. And then meeting in down dog. Inhaling, right leg out behind us. Exhale, we'll sweep it to the top. Inhale to high lunge. Exhale, arms sweep back down. Inhaling, stepping right foot back. Exhale to vinyasa to down dog. Inhaling, left leg out behind us. Exhale, we'll sweep it to the top. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, step left foot back. Vinyasa to down dog. We'll inhale our right leg out behind us. And exhale, bend the knee and open the hip. If this feels really intense, we can take this position on our knees. So just taking left knee to the mat. Next, inhale, we're straightening the leg. Exhaling as we sweep it to the top of the mat. We're going to step our back foot in just so that we can plant it with heel down and toes at a 45-degree angle. Bending into our front knee, we inhale up to warrior one. We'll exhale, bring palms to heart center. Shoulders are soft. Grounding through all four corners of back foot and our front foot. We're inhaling to sweep the arms up towards the ceiling. We're exhaling, opening to warrior two. So back foot is going to step back out. Now planting the foot so that the back edge of the foot is parallel to the back of the mat. Stacking shoulders over hips, lengthening the tailbone down, belly button up and in. Softening the shoulders. We press our right knee open so it trucks over baby toe. Setting our drishti, our gaze, over our right middle finger. We'll flip our right palm open and inhaling, tilting back into reverse warrior. Back hand resting somewhere comfortably on our back leg. So a light touch and just avoiding pressing into the knee. So we can come as high as the hip, move to the thigh, or reach for the calf if we want lots of opening in the right side body. Right knee stays turned on and active. Next, exhale, we're bringing right forearm to our right thigh for side angle, letting those hips come down a little bit lower. Using the strength of our core. So thinking about drawing belly button up and in. We're inhaling to lift the torso back to warrior two. And then exhaling as we cartwheel our hands down on either side of our front foot. So right hand comes down, left hand follows. Pivoting on left toes, we're inhaling, stepping our right foot back to plank. Vinyasa to down dog. We're inhaling, left leg out behind us now. Exhaling to bend the knee and open the hip. Inhaling to straighten the leg. Exhaling to sweep it to the top of the mat. So knee stacking over our ankle. We step our right foot in so that we plant the foot at a 45-degree angle. Bending into our left knee, inhaling, lifting into warrior one. Exhaling, palms to heart, holding and breathing. We'll inhale, sweeping the arms back towards the ceiling. Exhaling as we step the back foot out and open into warrior two. Right, shoulders stacking over hips, tailbone lengthens down, belly button up and in. Left knee tracking over the baby toe. And as we activate those arms, hugging the biceps to the bones, we're softening through the shoulders, gazing over our left middle finger. Flipping the left palm open, we're inhaling, lifting back into reverse warrior. Light touch of our back hand on our back leg. Maybe we change our gaze to our back fingers if our gaze was lifted before. Next exhale, we're bringing left forearm to left thigh, letting our hips come down with us. And then using the strength of our core, lifting our torso back into warrior two. Exhaling all the way down, left hand comes down, right hand follows. We pivot on our back toes. Inhaling, stepping left foot back. Vinyasa through to down dog. So we're going to take those poses. We're linking them one breath at a time now. Beginning by extending right leg out behind us with an inhale. Exhaling, bending the knees, letting the hip open. Inhale to straighten the leg. Exhaling, we're sweeping the foot to the top of the mat. Left foot steps in, setting up at a 45-degree angle. Inhaling into warrior one. Exhaling, palms to heart. Inhale, arms sweep back up. Exhale, we step our back foot out. Finding warrior two. Inhale to reverse warrior. Exhale to side angle. Inhale back to warrior two. Exhaling all the way down. Moving slowly and controlled. Vinyasa through to down dog. From down dog, inhaling left leg out behind us. Exhale, knee bends, hip opens. Inhale to straighten. Exhaling, we sweep the foot to the top of the mat. Stepping right foot in. Left knee bends. Inhaling into warrior one. Exhaling, palms to heart. Sweeping the arms back on an inhale. Exhaling, opening to warrior two. Back foot steps out. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhaling all the way down. Vinyasa to down dog. Inhaling, right leg out behind us. Exhaling, knee bends, hip opens. Inhale to straighten. Exhale, we'll sweep it to the top. Stepping back foot in. Inhale, lifting into warrior one. Exhale, palms to heart. Inhale, reaching again. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale, reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhaling all the way down. Vinyasa to down dog. Inhaling, left leg behind us. Exhale, bending the knee. Inhale, we'll straighten. Exhale, sweep it to the top. Stepping right foot in. Inhale to our warrior one. Exhaling, palms to heart. Inhale, arms sweep back up. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale to reverse. Exhale, side angle. Inhale, warrior two. Exhaling all the way down. Pivoting on back toes. Inhale, step left foot back. Vinyasa to down dog. We're going to lower our knees to the mat. Bring the big toes to our hips back over our heels for child's pose. So we reached about the halfway part of our class. Can do a little check-in here, noticing if our bodies are feeling any different from the first child's pose that we took tonight. If our minds are feeling any different, spending some time as we think about breath, Our breath is working, keeping our minds in the present moment, linked to our bodies. With intention. So if our hands are not extended in our child's pose, we'll extend them now. We're going to walk our hands to the left side of our mats as we sink our right side away from center. So finding opening in the right side body. We'll inhale, walking the hands through center to the right side. Now sinking left hip away from the center of the body. We're inhaling, hands back to center. Exhaling as we rock to all fours. Transitioning from all fours to down dog. Inhaling, lifting the gaze, and exhaling, walking to forward fold. We're inhaling, lifting halfway. Exhaling, folding. And inhaling all the way to standing. Exhaling, palms to heart. So we're moving to our standing balancing poses. So if you feel like you need to move to a different part of the room, so you've got some support, you can do that now. We're balancing on our right leg first, bringing palms to heart. We're crossing left ankle over our right knee. So we're setting up for standing pigeon here. So once we've got ankle positioned over the knee, we're going to sit back, hips sinking down, heart staying forward. Hands at hips, or maybe bring hands full. Letting our gaze drop to the floor for something that's not moving. Setting that drishti again. Very important for our balancing poses. That single point of concentration helps us. We're inhaling back to standing. Releasing foot to the mat. Shifting our weight to the left side. Right ankle crossing over left knee. And then once that position is set, we can sit back in our imaginary chair. Inhaling to stand. Bring right leg back to the mat. So shifting weight into right leg and finding tree pose. So whatever expression of tree pose feels good in our bodies tonight. Listening to the knees, to the mind. Maybe observing at times when our mind is busy, that's when our balance is not as good. And when our mind is a little bit more quiet and steady, maybe we find balance comes easier for us. So remembering to press left knee out so that it's in line with our standing leg. Shoulders are soft, belly button up and in, our core is supporting us and stabilizing us here. We're peeling heel off the leg, toes off the leg, letting left foot find the mat and shifting weight to the other side. Letting right foot find tree pose. Probably the same position that we had it on the other side, but maybe not necessarily. Observing differences in our balance as we shift to this other side. We're peeling heel off the leg, toes, letting right foot find the mat again. This time as we shift to this right foot, we're going to bend left leg and then reach right hand for the inside of the foot, so the inside of the ankle. We're extending right hand out in front of us and kicking in to our left hand so we find dancer pose. Let me show y'all from the side. So like we're going to stamp our back foot on the ceiling. Well, inhale, coming back to our starting position. Letting right foot lower, or left foot lower, and then bending right leg, taking hold of the inside of the foot, reaching left arm forward, finding dancer on this side. So just moving forward, stopping where we feel like we need to stop. The most important thing is that we're moving controlled and safely. So keeping knees in line with one another. So that just means this back knee not splaying way far open. So keeping knee in line with hip. The hips stay closed. Inhaling back to stand. Exhaling to release. And shake it out. So we're taking a walk back to the top of our mats if we're not already there. Inhaling, sweeping the arms high. Exhaling as we dive into forward fold. Inhale, lifting halfway. Exhaling, palms to the mat. And inhaling, we're stepping back to plank or to kneeling plank. We're going to do a little plank flow from side to side, but first we're going to spend some time talking about our shoulders in our plank position. So what we want to do is imagine that we're in mountain pose, and I've just cued us shoulders back and down. But then we're going to press into our mat so that our shoulders protract, so they're moving towards one another, similar to what we did in our seated cat and cows. So imagining that we're putting a cat shape back into our plank position so that those shoulder blades lock down into the body. So it's depression of the scapula and then pressing into the mat so those shoulders come down. So we can do this again either on toes or on our knees. And then to add our movement here, we're bringing right hand underneath the face as we roll to the side, taking left arm to the ceiling. So you can keep this right knee down for support. We're exhaling, letting left hand replace right hand, and then rolling to the other side, right arm reaches towards the ceiling. And if we wanted to do this in full plank, up on the toes, it would look like this. So just rolling side to side. You can leave the feet staggered. If you wanted more of a challenge, you can bring the feet to stack on top of one another. So whatever variation we've chosen, again, the key is to feel like you're in control here and that you can move comfortably from side to side. We're going to go one more time to each side, meeting in plank. Dropping to the knees if we haven't already, and then sinking hips back over our heels. We're inhaling to seated. And then if you have a block, grabbing your block. And then finding our way to our backs as we bring blocks between the thighs. So what we're going to think about doing is squeezing that block. So activating these muscles on the outside of our legs. Feet will come in line with the hips, knees stay in line with the hips. And you can do this without a block. So lengthening through the back of the neck. We're going to flow through bridge a few times. So we're inhaling, squeezing that block, sweeping the arms overhead. Exhale, setting hips down, arms back at our side. If you don't have a block, you can get the same sort of activation isometrically by just thinking about the block makes it tangible. You also get some deeper pelvic floor activation. We're going to flow one more time. And then from the bottom, we're coming up to bridge to hold. So drawing the belly button down, hips are lifting. So squeezing the glutes. And then if we want to walk our shoulders underneath the body, clasping our hands. Squeezing the block or thinking about really activating the outside of the hips. Moving our hands back to our side, rolling down. We'll take knees to chest. We'll leave the block right where it is. We're going to come back to held bridge. And circle. Or just rock side to side. And then setting up to find bridge. So feet finding the mat. Hands at our side. Inhale. Squeezing our blocks, lifting the hips, squeezing the glutes. Shoulders underneath the body if we like. Holding and breathing. Each exhale, belly button wants to come down to the spine. So imagining zipping up the center of our abdominals. And releasing, lowering, remove the block, bring knees to chest, rock side to side, and then we're going to change this to an up and down motion as we rock up and down the length of the spine. Finding seated. Oh, it looks like my mat has walked. So I'm going to scoot that back. Finding Baddha Konasana, or bound angle, or butterfly pose. So I'm rocking side to side so I can find my sits bones. So once you feel bony part of your bottom. Make contact with the mat evenly on each side. Then we know we found our good spot. Feet are together. The tops are separated. And our feet are about our foot's distance away from our body. So we're going to hold this bound angle pose. We notice that we're feeling really tight on the outer hips. We can squeeze into our elbows, squeeze into the forearms. So I'm a little bit more loose here, but if your legs look like this, to help you open, you'll squeeze and hug the forearms to the elbows, and then release, squeeze, and then release. Doing that as many times as feels good to you. Feeling free to move in any small ways that feel like it encourages openness. And if you're choosing to fold, remembering that hinging at the hips keeps this stretch where we want it. A reminder to lengthen on the inhale and then fold with each exhale. To go down, maybe we walk the hands out in front of us. And then we can pull gently with the fingers, reminding ourselves to relax at the shoulders, heart shining forward, and keeping the hips grounded. And finding that breath. So we're inhaling, coming back up if we have folded. We're going to swing our legs around, grab our strap or whatever object that might help us in our single leg stretches. So opening in the hamstrings. We'll take our strap, wrap it around the ball of our right foot. We're rolling to our backs, letting that foot come up towards the ceiling. We're lengthen the left leg out. And then walking up the strap to the feet. Keep a bend in the leg if the hamstrings are really tight. So we're taking our strap into our left hand, right hand coming out to the side, either in a T or we can bend at the elbow. And then we're draping this right leg over our left, finding a gentle twist. Shift our gaze to the right side. Right shoulder stays on the mat. We're inhaling as we bend the knee, bring the foot back in line with the body. We're extending right leg out, bringing left leg in, wrapping our strap around the ball of left foot, and drawing the foot towards the upper body to our degree of comfort. Remembering to keep the shoulders soft, our facial expression soft. And taking our left arm out, left leg falling over the right, finding a gentle twist. Strap is in the right hand. Inhaling as we draw left leg back in line with the body. And set our straps to the side. Let both legs extend out, letting the feet fall open naturally. We're tucking our shoulders down the back, palms resting face up, about a foot away from our body. Moving into Shavasana. We're sinking with our breath, relaxing into the mat. Letting the sensation of stillness that our body wants, that is craving after having moved. Just letting it envelop. Breath moving easily in and out of the body. We'll close our eyes or fix our gaze at something on the ceiling. For the first few minutes, just letting go of anything that does not serve us here. So distracting thoughts, lingering tension in the body. Anytime we find something like that, releasing it with our exhale. Reminder that our brains are powerful tools, and how often we may feel caught in cycles of anxiety or worry. But remembering how much deep inhale and exhale can do to draw us out of those spirals. Reminding ourselves that we are not our thoughts. We can choose to indulge. We can choose to let go. Our breath is our reminder. And hopefully, we're all choosing at this moment in our Shavasana to let go. Acknowledging that rest for the mind is just as important as rest for the body. And so thinking only of breath, quiet, of stillness and peace for these next few moments. We'll begin to wiggle our fingers and toes. Inhaling, waking ourselves back up. Rotating our wrists and our ankles. And moving in any small ways that feel good in our bodies until we take a big stretch on our mats. Pointing the toes, inhaling the arms up overhead. And then exhaling, knees to chest, arms wrapping around the shins, or hands to the backs of the thighs. We rock side to side. Our knees in a circle, giving our low backs a massage. And then when our low backs feel good, we'll let our knees fall to whichever side they want to fall, rolling into a fetal position. And taking as many breaths as we need to, we'll press up to seated. So we'll take one final breath together, inhaling as arms sweep towards the ceiling. Exhaling our palms to our heart. Thank y'all for joining me here in this online space tonight. And thank you for joining me if you're watching this later and not live. I appreciate each one of you. Namaste. Thank y'all for coming. Hope the quality was good. Well, I mean, the yoga teaching as well as the streaming quality. And y'all feel free to send me emails if you want feedback or on the Facebook page, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye.